Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Totally Oblivious. I am your host, Caleb Perez, here with co-host Alex.
Hola.
It's just us today. It hasn't been like that in a while.
It's gamer time.
It's gamer time. So, should we just get right into this?
I don't know how long is this going to be. So sure.
Okay, so it's
Context?
Pokemon Day today. So, and me and Alex, we like Pokemon. We're quite fond of this series.
I'm pretty casual with it. Over time, I've just learned to be like, I like those little small little creatures.
I like that little guy. But yeah, so today, since we're cutting right into this, we are going to do a Pokemon tier list, ranking every single Pokemon game, except for some of the side games, because I didn't play all of them.
Who plays the fucking side games?
Apparently, a lot of
Unironically,
people
somebody's
like
going to be like, somewhere in the future, the side games are some of the best material in Pokemon.
What do you mean you didn't play Mystery Dungeon? Ugh.
Apparently, Mystery Dungeon 2 goes crazy.
Apparently. The only side game I really played was Rumble Blast.
What the fuck is that?
It's like you're like a toy Pokemon, and you like just it's pretty much a dungeon crawler.
Wait, can we do one thing?
Sure.
I want to talk about this one topic before.
Okay.
It is Pokemon related.
Okay.
Do you think they need to start actually making the games good again?
Yes.
like budget and time? Do they really think that cranking out more will lead to more profit?
Well, so far it's been working, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That is and that's not good.
I won't lie. Like, I was actually kind of hyped for Sword and Shield. Apparently, not Sword and Shield.
Scarlet and Violet.
Scarlet and Violet's story is a banger.
It is,
but everything else about that fucking game blows dick.
I thought the Pokemon themselves were pretty good, which is most of the reason why I like Pokemon.
I know, I like them too, but
yeah, the gameplay was not.
That game was broken as fuck. Us here at Nintendo, we like quality content. Well, clearly the fuck not anymore. Got full Microsoft on your ass.
I think it's just Game Freak. Literally just Game Freak decided, you know what? Screw quality control. We're just gonna push it.
I don't get it, man. I really don't. Like why are
they like this?
Why?
Money. That's why.
Yeah.
It truly is. When you became the most popular franchise on the planet and you just don't
Is
have
it the
to
most
try.
profitable? Oh, is it?
It's pretty dang profitable.
No. Like, I mean, like, what? I know it's profitable. Like, what is? I think it's like second or third. No,
It's pretty high because, especially considering that it's not that old. I mean, sure, it's 27 this year, but
wow, it's still a fucking.
But in all honesty, it's not that old compared to some of the other IPs out there that are super popular.
It's really weird.
Well, yeah, let's get started, I guess. So, starting at the beginning, Pokemon Red and Blue.
All right, so I was thinking about this on my way here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the argument I use with JoJo's. Part 1 of JoJo's is not the greatest, but it had to be at least good enough to start. So I think, and that was depending on how I wanted to view this, it's either an A or B. It has to be. It is not perfect. It cannot be perfect, because if it was perfect, everybody would be comparing it. Everybody would be saying, but it's not like Gen 1 or something. Well, people only say that with the Pokemon designs, and that's a whole different other fucking argument. But like when it comes to actual gameplay, nobody in their mob ever brings up those fucking games. So it has to be an A or B. I'm saying probably B. I don't know what you think.
So I am actually 100% going to agree with you on this, that Pokemon Red and Blue are basically the baseline games. Like, any other Pokemon game is basically just going to have to branch off from what this main idea was. It was a good idea.
Clearly.
Those original games really were profitable and really good. So, yeah, I think a solid B tier is good. B baseline.
B for baseline.
B for baseline. There's that. Okay. Yellow now. So yellow, I feel like, is just red and blue, but just with more. So I just put it.
So wait, are we gonna? Okay, question about this tier list. Is everything in order? Are we gonna do that?
Yeah, we're
so if everything is in order, yellow before red and blue, then.
Yeah,
I don't think it's any it shouldn't be any better.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. Just
they're gonna have to
above red and blue.
Yeah,
because it's good. I think it's better, but like it's not that much of a improvement.
It adds Pikachu.
But now we get to gold and silver. Now this one,
I have my critiques.
This one is just, I feel it's like the exact argument with yellow, but it's actually a whole step above yellow in terms of what they add and what it is improved upon in the game. There's just a lot more. So I feel like gold and silver is just a solid A tier.
Okay, so here's my argument. This is where I was thinking about it in the shower this morning. Not the shower, when I woke up this morning. You don't really get any of the new content till the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kanto and stuff. And even then, it's just old content but reused.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, and also here's another thing, none of the cool Pokemon in that game show up until the very end.
True.
So how most teams work is, and I would assume most players is, by like halfway through the game, you already have your team. You're not going to switch them out because you've made emotional attachments to it.
That every time, if you catch a bug at the very beginning,
it's on
attached to you.
It is. I don't. That's why I don't catch Pokemon at the very beginning. I wait till like
get too attached.
I get to like halfway through the game and be like, all right, here's my fourth Pokemon.
There's a reason why I always have a Butterfree on my stupid team, because I'm like, man, I caught this guy at the very beginning. He's sticking with me till the end.
So I have my complaints with it. I actually wouldn't say it's an A tier. I'd actually put red and blue above yellow, but just in B tier, actually. There are minor things with that game. I'm all like, why are you like this?
Here's my argument that I think it deserves A tier at least, because I feel like red and blue, we're already arguing whether or not it was going to be A or B tier, and we decided B tier for baseline. And gold and silver is just everything about red and blue, but better. And in my opinion, you could skip red and blue and just play gold and silver, and you get the entire experience of red and blue within those games.
Yeah.
So
okay. I think what we should do,
in all honesty, it's at least low A tier.
Okay, so I can agree with that. It has to be low A tier, because I'm gonna be honest. With this game, it's right there. With those two games, I'm all like, there's a trend that's gonna start here. Yeah, I'm just adding shit from other games and never elaborating. And leaving it for the very end.
Refuses to elaborate any further.
Yes.
Okay, so Crystal, I feel like, is the same with the yellow scenario.
Yeah.
It's just those games, but with more. So just above them, I'd say. No. Do you agree?
I think, I'm going to be honest, I think that's for most cases with the third generation. Because I had watched a video and somebody was like, yeah, I remember when most Pokemon games came out and then the third one would come out and like the other two would be obsolete by
yeah.
So it was, I saw that the other day. I'm like, damn. You're wrong though.
So one thing I'm guessing we're gonna see is most of these are just gonna be above C tier.
Yes,
I think they're all above the baseline at least, but we'll get to that later. So Ruby and Sapphire, what's your thoughts?
They have to be above A. No, not in this. They have to be above Crystal, and that's just mainly because. And here's my critique. I don't like any of the Pokemon in the third generation. I think
I agree.
Out of all of
definitely
them,
agree. I definitely agree.
Even fifth gen, I like none of those motherfuckers. I got what, Skarmory? That's it.
I think Skarmory was Gen 2.
Then who the Mudkip?
Mudkip.
I only like Mudkip.
Literally,
oh wait, but
Mudkip and Trico are like
literally the only ones.
People out of that
literally
game.
the only reason why I'm placing them up in A tier is because of the story. That's it. There is no other reason.
Okay, so I guess here's because I agree it should be A tier, but here's my reasoning: is I think they're some of the most fun to play through. I think I love.
It's been a while since I played through those games.
I love speed running through the Pokemon games. I think that's like the entire reason I really like Pokemon at this point. Is I just like seeing how fast I can beat them. And Ruby and Sapphire, I feel like, are the most fun to just run through as fast as you.
I noticed a lot of people. Okay, and there's one thing I will say about this.
Just need Mudkip.
Just need Mudkip.
Oh, that's it. Your whole team.
I think there is one thing I will say about those games. I think the third generation is where it like finally matured.
Yeah.
Because I swear, everybody and their mom used those sprites everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think the art style is iconic. Everything about the third generation is iconic. It's just the Pokemon just fucking blow dick.
They really like honestly with the first 2 gens, at least 90% of them are great designs.
Perfect.
But then you get to Gen 3 and it's cut down to at least half of them are good designs.
Yeah.
Like if even that. So yeah, I don't know. These ones hold a really special place in my heart, mainly because I was born into these games. But yeah, I think they are at least above these ones in terms of quality.
Yeah, definitely.
So then Emerald, I haven't got to play Emerald.
Neither have I.
This is I guess I haven't played Crystal or Yellow, but I definitely have not experienced Emerald in any sort of way.
Well, I think it's always the same thing.
It should be above
better.
Ruby and Sapphire then.
Yeah. Plus, Rayquaza goated.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah, it's just a great game all around. So, Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Okay. So this one was weird because this was technically my first introduction to the Pokemon franchise, and I did play Leaf Green. So dumb that Bulbasaur.
I played Leaf Green too. What the heck?
I know. Fuck Charizard. Fuck you, dumb little.
I wish I had Fire
Well, no,
Red.
never mind. I'm gonna do a hate crime. Loser!
No.
We Squirtle gang in this bitch.
No, we ain't.
I am.
We ain't Squirtle gang.
Why did you get two fucking mega evolutions and a fucking?
Because he's goated.
Fuck him.
Goated.
Never.
Goated starter.
Never. 4 times weak to rock my ass. Not even competitively good without your mega. What a dork. Anyway, that's it. See, this is where we finally entered the oh fuck.
Okay.
B tier.
B tier.
I have to
where
say
in
B.
tier?
They're above the originals. They have to be.
Okay.
But they do nothing.
Mhm.
The only thing they really are just
They're just
Gen
there.
3 remakes of the first generation. That's all they really are.
Mhm.
And while they do add some more content, it's very similar to like Gold and Silver. It's just the Orange Islands, and it's just no one ever. I see no one ever bring up the fucking Orange Islands ever. It's never like, oh man, the Orange Islands were goated, and Leaf. No one ever brings that shit up.
I just realized a mistake I made.
What was the mistake?
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What?
Can I?
What?
Can I add more?
What do you mean?
I forgot a certain game.
What game?
Hold on. We're gonna have to take a cut here.
Okay. What game did you forget?
The most important one.
You forgot about what'd you forget?
Just a quick cut there because I'm an idiot. Where were we again? Fire Red, Leaf Green.
High beats here.
High-
Like I was saying with Orange Islands, nobody ever brings these games up. They're improvements to
Red and Blue.
Red and Blue and Yellow. But no one ever actually. You know what? I want a wild ass take. I think Yellow's better than both of them.
You know what?
Like I'm gonna be honest. What does it really add?
I think honestly I do like the original games more than Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Like you could, honest to God, play Red and Blue, and you wouldn't
get the exact same experience.
It's just black and white.
I think honestly, it's not until the end game that anything changes. Once you get to the Orange Islands and stuff, because then you get like you get starters from, or you get Pokemon from Johto and Hoenn.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's like, man, why wouldn't I just play the original Red and Blue? Because I'm basically just doing that for the entire game.
Yeah.
Or just play Gold and Silver or Ruby.
Yeah, it's just it's weird. It's so like they had their purposes back in the day, but like now, like looking at it, it's just like it's like a YouTube video that you did. It's like, why did I make that video?
It's like that. This definitely could have waited a little longer.
Yeah,
before
you
that.
could have. I'm gonna be honest, and it is a pipe dream nowadays, just seeing how Game Freak is operating. But like a Gen 1 remake that adds like. The Switch just sucks dick as a console, but if you ever actually were to have like a PS5 level Nintendo product,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up Elden Ring. If you had Elden Ring, like level design wise, in a Pokemon-esque world with a genuine scheme, and you could add multiple regions. The concepts of Fire Red and Leaf Green would be a banger because you could probably put Hoenn and Johto in that bitch, and then I would arguably say the game is completely different now.
I guess this is a bit of a tangent, but what's really funny is that most Nintendo games do actually kind of hold up to that standard of not exactly Elden Ring, but at least could be comparable in terms of game quality.
Yeah.
But it's just the new Pokemon games do not hold up to that.
They never do. I would place them below Yellow. I'm gonna be honest, and that's just because there's
below Yellow.
Yeah, because you at least get a fucking Pokemon animation with them, and you can walk around with you.
Honestly, I would have said below.
I think they're better just because of graphics and stuff. I'd say it is objectively a better Pokemon experience, but it's not like a fucking 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely nowhere near that. It's just overall just a really underwhelming game that I feel like doesn't have the same charm as Ruby and Sapphire or even Red and Blue.
For real.
Okay. Diamond and Pearl.
Ah, yes, my favorite generation.
So I actually never played Diamond and Pearl. I'll talk about that later.
Nani? Okay. So I guess this is my turn. I guess this is the Alex segment of the video of the podcast. If I'm going to be honest, there's no fire Pokemon in the game though, so that's what
this is absolutely none.
I'm thinking this is a thinky one. Like,
okay, can I give my opinion?
You can give yours because I'm processing here. I'm loading.
So Diamond and Pearl, I'd arguably say has a worse Pokemon selection than Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah,
their designs are arguably worse than Ruby and Sapphire. I just feel overall it's just less. It's lesser than I feel any of the other A tiers in here. It has better like gameplay, but the Pokemon aspect of it I feel like is worse.
And you know what? I can't argue to say you're not wrong.
Oh.
Like, it's been a while since I played those games, and I do want to play them back again just because of childhood experience. But like, while story-wise, I'll be honest, and with Cynthia and all the other characters, I think it's better than every fucking game on this list.
Okay.
Bar none. But Pokemon-wise, as the game play and me collecting little monsters, pocket monsters, is ass. Ass. Do you hear me? I get it. It's a mountainous region. There might not be a lot of fire Pokemon, but like, wouldn't it be understandable that some Pokemon just adapt to just have fire abilities to combat the cold?
At least just design some fire Pokemon just for fun.
Or just giving more okay, so here's my problem with this. Gen 4 is just really, because everybody kind of understands this. Gen 4 is this game where it's like, we're going to update all these secondary evolution Pokemon that we should have probably gave a third design, because that's a majority of the list. So why didn't you, with those third evolutions, just give them fire type moves? Like, maybe if you like a design choice, you don't want to give them a fire type. Sure, fine, fuck it. Just give them fire type moves.
But they did.
They never fucking like. I'm not even asking for like a crazy one, like Fire Punch, or like at least in the beginning of the game have like Fire Fist or like fucking Flamethrower in the early game or whatever. Like it's probably like, wow, why is there just an OP power, like a really powerful move here? But like, fuck it, I'll take it.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, like I just don't. I think it's better. It's better than Crystal. Both games have to be better than Crystal. I just think the overall better Pokemon experience would be Red and Blue. Like, I'm being a harsh critic here. But I think this is going to be the first time I'm going to say this, probably the only time I'm going to say this. I think Platinum actually is better than everything in A tier.
You know what? I will agree with that. So here's what my take will be. So you say it's above Crystal?
Yes.
I say it's below Gold and Silver. Where's the median between that? Just right here?
I think so. I think the median would be there.
Okay.
So this is my argument with Platinum. Platinum then adds oh my god, I'm forgetting names. Which box legendary? Giratina. There you
Giratina.
go. Giratina, and what it almost represents for the company, because at this point, I think everybody kind of realized, oh, the third one's always the better one. And unironically, it is in this case, because it actually adds more to it, a lot more significantly than it did with Crystal and Ruby, for the sole fact of there's more story context now. Like he's the Pokemon in this game is a lot cooler, and there's a lot to it. The animations are updated. Like everything about Platinum, I think, is good. If anything, and I'll probably will concede here, maybe Emerald and Platinum are at the same level. I probably wouldn't say it's above. Okay. I think it adds more. I think this is when Game Freak was like, all right, the third one's usually where we clear our fuck ups. Right.
So you know what? I think
because they do add more. They do. Yeah. They add a lot more.
There's 100%. Like I said, I didn't play any of the Gen 4 games, or at least Sinnoh games, and Platinum just overall just seemed like it added everything that was needed in Dominant Pearl. Plus extra story, plus everything.
Yeah, it already had a good story. Like I said previous, it's just the Pokemon experience. I think they slightly tweaked it, and it was better. If anything, the lowest I would go with Platinum is probably what I think it's above the original Ruby and Sapphire. Has to be.
Okay, so right here.
I think yeah, it has to be right there. It's either above those two or it's tied with Emerald. Okay. So I think that's a good medium.
Okay. Now Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
S
tier, baby.
Both of them are S
tier. Good gosh. This is like the quintessential Pokemon games. You can have your Pokemon follow behind you. You can catch every legendary up until
Gen 4. You meet God.
This basically,
there's so much bonus content in that fucking game. I thought shit was modded in that game at that point as a child. I was like, dude, you can meet all. Dude, it was crazy.
Is literally just everything is so good about it. It's just because Gold and Silver were already like they're A tier games, but then you just added all the best stuff
Platinum.
From everything else.
You just added Platinum.
Really did. They added Platinum and just created the best games because you have 2 regions to explore, 16 badges. There's so much to explore in the region that they added. Just
in a weird sense, this is what I'd say. Gold and Silver is the quintessential like third game idea, but they just nailed it on the first try, so they didn't need to make it. It really is,
yeah.
What would it be? It's like the combination of Platinum, Crystal, and Yellow all in one, and just said, okay, we're gonna make it just a mainline game.
Pretty much, yeah. And honestly, what's the craziest thing about it too is I think Nintendo somehow knew that these were the best games, and they somehow made them the most hard games to find out of all the Pokemons.
Yeah.
Because like it was like, what, 3 years after they released that you couldn't find it anywhere?
Yeah. It's like the game is...
It's a banger.
It's almost weird, like, how like mythical they became.
Yeah.
Because they're like... I don't know what those fucking the Sweet Life and Zack and Cody kids did, but apparently that fucking their marketing must have been crazy.
Their marketing was nuts.
And like it's so weird.
But yeah, these games...
Also, I feel like these games also start the trend with a lot of people who were like, why don't you release games, you fucking...
Yeah, that's 100%, yeah. And also...
And then another thing too... Hold on, before.
Okay.
These games are also the ones that are always referenced. Every single time. It's like, if I were to bring up anime, it's like with Dragon Ball Z or like... like part 2 of JoJo's or just like original Naruto. It's just like, they always get mentioned like, oh... This was always better in X and Y, not the games. I can't use that. I can't use that phrasing in this video because there's games called.
There's actually X and Y.
So like they always are brought up. Everybody wants roaming, but they barely added them back now, and that's only because
it's not even as good as it was in these DS games.
Oh yeah.
How do you not nail?
Pixel animation just goes crazy.
Gosh, yeah.
It takes a long time, but
Johto starters, goated. I don't care what anybody says about Chikorita. I actually think Chikorita's cool. Okay.
I'm okay. Okay, there's one complaint I will say here.
Okay.
Third evolution starters who are a single type fucking blow, but Typhlosion's that fucking guy.
See,
and definitely when we get to Arceus, I'm gonna argue.
See, I definitely I don't know. I like the single evolutions, at least for them in Gen 2, but I don't know. Maybe that's just because it was just iconic to me. Just that was like
that game.
them.
The heart, it's goated. I can only say good things about that. And I know there's that weird crowd that'll be like, no, these games are the worst. But like, you just want to be, you want to be extra.
You want to be unique.
You want to be cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I love these games,
and it's all downhill from here.
This is when Totodile became my favorite Pokemon.
Typhlosion's just Typhlosion, man.
Like I said, those starters are goated. So what's next? Black and White?
Is it Black and White?
It is Black and White. So I didn't play Black and White, but I played
Black and White
2.
Okay.
I guess we can rank 2 first since I did play those ones.
Yeah.
I really did not like them at all. Like sure the story's cool and all, but I couldn't get past how everything else in the games was not that great. Their Pokemon, my options of Pokemon were terrible. The starters, I feel like, are all terrible in that game. I hate Oshawott, and he was the best looking one. He sucked. I hated him. The best Pokemon on my team was that Sand Crocodile. He's the only one out of Black and White that I actually liked. I almost feel like it should be C tier.
You know what? I you know what? I do have a soft spot for Black and White because I really like the anime.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, man. They are all in C tier. And I'm only going to say Black and White 2 are better just because they just improve on story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to say that, but like the whole idea of trying to be like, we're gonna have a JoJo's. I keep on bringing up JoJo's because it has every example I need. Where it's like, yeah, we're gonna do part 7. It's a complete like spiritual reboot, like new idea with it. More so in that example than this one, but like Black and White 2, Black and White, and Black and White 2, just. What the fuck were you thinking?
It just, none of it was, it doesn't feel
don't get me wrong. Here's
great.
the thing. I like the Pokemon designs in that game.
Honestly, their sprite animations and stuff like that, amazing.
You know what? Honestly,
that's my favorite part of the game is literally the sprite animations.
Yes, I think visually, it is the best game. I will say out of everything on this list, even including Heart Gold and Soul Silver, best visually ever. Animation wise, battle wise, everything.
I can kind of
everything else though is either a step or 2 down, if not 3 in some cases. It's just they were trying to do something funky there.
I feel like they tried too hard.
Yes.
They tried. It was something that tried too hard and just did not live up to even just the base red and blue.
Yeah, it's
because. I don't know. I even feel like the music in every game, like prior to that,
I don't know.
Driftwell
City.
That's the only good one.
Driftwell City. Though.
And then there's the thing that made me the most annoyed about these games, aside from my Pokemon team consisting of just the most stupid looking Pokemon you could ever find, is anytime you got to low health, the music changed to just be low health music, and it was so annoying to listen to. I hate the low health music.
It's just there's a lot of things about that game where it's just like, man, damn, your phone blowing up.
Anyways, but yeah, that's my take. Black and White 2 C tier, and I guess you agree with me.
Yeah.
So X and Y.
Is it really X and Y?
It is X and Y. Do you want to go first? Because I don't think you played these ones.
No, I did. I emulated it.
Okay.
Like one summer. Like that's the first summer I had my PC.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
I played X because I thought the reindeer looked cool.
I thought so too.
Not surprising me not going with the edgy one, huh?
Somehow me and you chose the same game for once.
Yeah. I think it's in B tier.
Okay.
And that's solely because of the megas.
Okay.
Hard. Best mechanic probably ever.
You know, and
I'm still salty to this day that I'm never going to get a Mega Dragonite.
Very true.
I think it's better. I think it's better than Yellow.
Ooh.
I'm even cringing at that. I'm saying it. But like what Black and White fucked up on, they try to be like, okay, we'll try to figure this out. And there's there's a lot in those games. Like now, I think over time, I think just with Pokemon fans, it's like, oh, the game sucks in the release 2 or 3 years later. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
I feel like with X and Y, that statement's actually true. Where it's all like, on first, it's like, oh, France, no one likes the French, but it's like, I think Megas, story wise, nah. But Pokemon and just the overall look and the 3D there's the early 3D where they added it. I think X and Y has to be better than Yellow. I have to say it. Even though there's no roaming Pokemon or anything, the idea that there's this new mechanic and there's like this like Giga Brain like this is where the Pokemon lore goes fucking crazy. Like 4 started it, but like X and Y was like, let's give it a whole bunch of drugs.
It's just the joke. Pokemon gameplay, pressing A, Pokemon lore.
They gotta call you all.
It's funny, but it's true.
I think X and Y have to be better than Yellow. They have to be. Because it makes they're not beating any of the ones up top.
Yeah.
No fucking way. But it has everything the games below it don't have, and it's still fun.
So I guess here's
also Mega Mewtwo X and Y. Those are goated ass forms.
So Pokemon X was actually the first game I ever played of Pokemon. Mm-hmm. It was the first game I ever really bought myself. Mm-hmm. And it's been kind of a roller coaster of thinking back on it for me. Because for a while there, I was like, I didn't really like those. Compared to the other games, I don't think they're that great. But now looking back on it, even after hearing what you said, I think I actually agree with you. I think they might be high B tier.
Yeah.
Because honestly, playing through it, most of it's basic. Like the beginning is basically the remake of Red and Blue, but better.
Yeah.
And the 3D animations were really good for Pokemon.
I unironically am pissed they never continued that. Like, okay, here's a controversial take. The whole open world thing now with Pokemon is cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
But I think there's an like a hidden branch from the X and Y era they never did.
Yeah.
Like little areas being 3D and stuff, that was cool. Mm-hmm. They kind of did it in Sun and Moon, and I'll bring it up. Yeah. But I feel like there's a hidden branch of 3D you could have probably manipulated, and it would have worked up until now.
Yeah.
And so like X and Y almost like even has like a soft spot for me a little bit, but it's not too big.
Yeah.
So it's just I think the games are high B tier. They have to.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think while the starter choices aren't they're not great.
Greninja's the GOAT.
I think everybody chooses Greninja. There is not a person who I think,
and it's not even. He's actually a good Pokemon.
He's a great Pokemon.
He's competitive.
I honestly love Greninja. I think there's so many good Pokemon they added in X and Y, design wise too. Yeah. Over time, I grew to appreciate them. I just think they're definitely one of the most underappreciated Pokemon games.
For real.
But I think they definitely deserve high B tier. They're great, and I think they set a new precedent.
Also, it starts the trend with shinies where it's like they don't palette swap colors, so everything becomes green.
Yeah.
That's another thing I liked about X and Y, because I think that's the era.
For sure.
So
next is Omega Ruby
and Alpha Sapphire.
So
it's S, right?
Oh man,
I knew this was gonna be a debate between us.
Oh man, so I love Ruby and Sapphire. You know this, and the remake does everything they do but better. But I just don't feel like it's deserving of S tier.
Really, I want to hear this. I don't think I've ever gotten this talk out of you.
I don't know.
What's your reasoning?
It feels like it adds everything from Emerald. But it doesn't seem like it feels like a Fire Red and Leaf Green scenario where it adds more, but it doesn't feel like it's that much more that I wouldn't just play the original.
So, okay, what you're saying is this. Megas, but it just has... Okay, how do I say this? It adds lore. Okay. And that's all it does in Megas. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
And of course, graphical improvement.
What if I played it again with my new mindset, because I haven't played this I haven't played X and Y or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire in a long time. If I played it again, would I change my mind? Most likely, but I feel like lower than Emerald is where I would put it, but you're saying S.
I'm saying S just because I think those games are good, and what it adds, like 3D wise, because it is an improvement above X and Y, the megas, the lore, like the overall concept of it. I was like, yo, no, the story and stuff was good. This is good.
Okay.
So I would think that it would. I think a safe medium to say between us, it has to be high A.
High A.
It has to be high A.
Because, gosh, I don't know. There's something about the third generation. I hate a lot of the Pokemon they added, but there's just something about the Hoenn region I really like. I can't explain what it is.
And okay, another thing is too, and this is my main complaint. They add Pokemon to this one from other gens,
Yeah.
so it's actually like an overall better improvement of quality. So I think this is safe. This is like
I think it's
this is safe to say. I think
honestly,
this is where it is.
If I played them again, which I'm really considering, I might change my mind and say S. But for now, yeah, I think high A is good. And now is Pokemon Sun and Moon.
They're at the end. These are the games I really like to play. This is the one I actually got my shiny charm in, so I do. It has a soft spot for me. Below X and Y.
Below X and Y.
Yeah.
That is funny because I'm going to say S tier.
Nani?
I think they're better than
apparently this is where we're going to argue.
They're better than X and Y. They're better than Omega Ruby Alpha
That's
Sapphire.
fucking
They're
wild.
not better than Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but literally everything they do in Sun and Moon is better than everything else here. They have a better story. They have the towns and cities feel lived in, which you don't feel in Ruby and Sapphire and X and Y. You have probably it's the same starter selection as Omega Ruby or Ruby and Sapphire, right? There's two good ones, and then there's the one that nobody liked.
What were the Pokemon in that one
There
again?
was Litten, there was Rowlet.
Oh, that's
and then there was
right. Yeah, I forgot.
I just feel the starter selection was good. Every Pokemon they added, they stuck to the X and Y Pokemon where they add less Pokemon, but they
It's all the cool ones.
make better designs for them. I feel like it had a really good selection of Pokemon. The Alolan forms, I feel like were really cool. It had every Mega Evolution, added Z moves. It's basically everything from the 3DS era wrapped up into one.
You say all of that, and there's just this part of me that just says no. Like I just say no.
It is not. It is so much better than all of these.
I know, but I'd say this as a contradiction to myself. I would put Ultra Sun and Moon in S though.
Gosh dang, how are we disagreeing so much on the games we played the most with?
So
I'm gonna put them at high A for now, but we're gonna keep arguing about this because I also have strong opinions about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Because I actually like them less than the original Sun and Moon.
They just never. There's so much in S. There's so much in A tier.
There is.
This is gonna be top heavy.
Gosh dang, man. I think we have to decide. Either Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon have to go in S tier because I think they're both good. I personally like the originals better, but give me an argument that
because it adds Necrozma, and I think that the story. The thing with me is I like the story, but it's just with Ultra Sun and Moon. It adds a lot more content because in those two games, it's like, oh, here's this giant rock meteor. Never mind. And they just throw it off to the side and like, okay, it doesn't really matter. And then boom, then we get these not remakes, but these like basically third generation games of them, but they split it up into two for money. And I'm all like, okay, now the story's kind of fucking banging. And it's really interesting, and there's the Ultra Beast and stuff. There's just a part of me that just enjoyed all the other previous games in A tier much more than Sun and Moon, and I don't know, maybe it just kind of finally clicked with me with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where I'm like, never mind, these games aren't that bad, because maybe it was like a continuation, maybe it's like a thing with me like Destiny, where it's like at the very beginning I'm all like, this game's good, and then like halfway through, fuck, this game sucks, and then they meet with Destiny 2, pretty good. I think it's that kind of scenario. Like I'm gonna be honest, even then. I'm going to kind of just rant here for a little bit. There's not much difference, to be honest. And this might be just maybe a take a lot of people would agree with. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, when comparing to the original games, aren't that fucking different.
I think that was the reason why I didn't like them, because it felt like I was just playing the exact same game over again.
Just with a little bit of DLC.
Just a little bit of DLC. But I guess I'll just make the deal breaker here. So Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun are basically the argument I made for Heart Gold for being S tier.
Yeah. That
they just are these games, but more.
Yeah.
So I think I might have to put them at S tier.
Yes, I'd have to agree. I don't know. I just.
Well, I personally like the originals more, and I feel like they deserve at least high A tier, if not S tier. I can't deny that these ones are the better. Yeah,
games. They add slightly more, but I don't know, man. I think I might actually have to replay Sun and Moon, because there was just a point where it was just, I was like, yeah, I like the games, but it's just like, in the back, but during those two during that like era, I was also playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver again, and I was just like, man, these original games are fun, and so there was like this part of me where it's just, I don't know. Maybe this is the part of me that saw like the Game Freak side of like the whole Pokemon thing. It's just like there's no love anymore.
Which is funny, because I feel the exact opposite. I feel like this was like the swan song of Pokemon. That if it ended here,
I would have been content.
It would have been a great end.
I think a good medium is, I think on this list they're above. On this list they are above Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I put them at the same level. That's what I would say.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
That's what I would say. I don't think they're the best in A tier, but I think they're one of the best.
Yeah.
And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have a lot of, they add okay. So here's the argument for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for me. It's X and Y, everything for the 3D era, and it just adds it all together in one. Mega Evolutions, a variant. Okay, that's going to be in the next generations and stuff. The variants of the Ultra Beast, it had a good story. The third legendary was kind of fucking cool and alien-like, and you really got into it.
Yeah.
The Pokemon selection was fucking bitchin' from literally start to end.
The starters
were good. The music
aside
was good.
From Red and Blue, these were the only games that I was able to 100% use Pokemon from that region specifically.
Yeah. And wasn't it the last game you can like have every Pokemon in?
Yeah, it was.
Almost in a sense,
Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were the last games you could have every single Pokemon.
Yeah. I just have to.
I think this list,
as much as people might disagree with that take,
they're actually good games.
Good games.
They are really good games. I don't understand where the hate comes from for them, because they are good.
I think, and also I won't even lie, I think that's the era on Twitter where it started, the Pokemon hate train. Yeah. For whatever reason.
Which is a terrible place to start, because the next games.
Yeah. And it either plateaus and it starts doing this weird plateau downward though.
So we'll go 2016. Pokemon Go came out. How do you feel about Pokemon
D.
Go? D tier?
D tier. I could give less than a fuck about that game.
C. But yeah, I think at launch it was definitely D tier. But over time they added
app updates.
They added a lot more later on, but I don't think it made it that much better. It's definitely not any better than any of the other Pokemon, so probably D tier.
Yeah, I have to. It's D tier. It's ass.
And then what was it? Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu.
Literally toddler games.
I'm gonna put that above Go, just barely above Go, because I like them. They're definitely better remakes than Fire Red and Leaf Green, but the gameplay sucks.
I would not even say that. The gameplay
is so garbage.
I wouldn't even say that, bro. They're just ass Gen 1 games, bro.
No.
Why would you humiliate fucking Pikachu?
Because everything about it's good except for the Pokemon Go gameplay. I beat the Elite Four and was about to go to catch Mewtwo, but everything in that cave was so annoying to catch. And that's the only way you can level up your Pokemon. So I never beat it.
There were dumb mechanics in that game.
I think that's what gets it down here. It's just the mechanics were stupid Go mechanics.
So
Sword and Shield. How do you feel about Sword and Shield?
Low C tier.
Low C.
Those games. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. While I played Shield, I never technically finished the end game because I got fucking bored. I was like, this is fucking dorky as shit. No, I'm not even saying high C tier. Fucking put them bitches in low C, bro. Arguably D tier. Right now, I'm forming my opinion. It might be a little bit too raw to actually say, but like, I did not fucking like those games. I just didn't. I thought the Pokemon selection. This is the era where it's just like, oh, this is where they're gonna start fucking up. Poor decisions. This is where This is the era Game Freak fucks up. Like this is the start of their fuck up era. I just don't like those games. I don't think the story was any cool. I didn't like the setting. British people. The villain wasn't like, I'm going to make energy for everybody. Here comes Spacey. And I'm like, the Krosma did it better.
I 100% have to agree. I think overall, they basically, plot-wise, they copy-pasted Sun and Moon. But worse, the overworld is boring. The Pokemon are pretty much all kind of crappy. I think I only really liked Dracopult out of that whole generation.
I didn't even catch him.
It's basically how I feel about Black and White, but Black and White are actually better games. So honestly, low C or high D for me.
I think medium will. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's not on the same level as Let's Go and shit because it's actually a fucking.
You can actually play it.
So I'd have to say
it's
like
playable, so it goes here.
So the next game is
the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
I
don't think you played that.
I didn't, but
I bought Brilliant Diamond and I never played it. It was on sale, so I bought it. Didn't touch it.
Aren't they literally just copy and pasted from the originals?
That's what it sounds like. It's just copy pasted Diamond and Pearl.
I unironically, just because everybody gave it flack for not being like anything, like, but I don't know. Then even the art style and stuff is fucking weird.
It's not terrible though. It's just
not Pokemon.
In my opinion, I'd say I didn't play the originals and I didn't play the remakes, but from what I've heard, it's basically the exact same game as like Platinum, but just not as charming.
Yeah.
So I'd almost put it in A tier.
But even then, I wouldn't agree with that.
But I feel like B tier is more.
I'd put them. Like, I would place them the same. I would tie them actually with Leaf
Green. Yeah. It's basically the same story.
Where it adds nothing.
They don't add anything.
Like in this series, I guess I would like to say this. You have one chance to do it right, and if you're gonna remake/redo it, you have to add more life into it.
Yeah,
and I feel like
that's exactly what Heart Gold and Soul Silver and then Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire did, and I don't know how they didn't do that. The same thing with Diamond and Pearl.
Yes.
Now Pokemon Legends Arceus. What's your thoughts?
You want to hear this?
Sure.
S bitch.
S tier.
S tier. This is all right. This is where I'm gonna finally get this fucking idea across. Where am I looking at these games? I haven't felt a challenge or loved this game since, I don't know, maybe the fucking 4th generation. All of a sudden, this other studio comes out of nowhere and says, wow, we do have limited things and we can't do a lot. With the fucking sticks and stones they used, they actually made a game I was all like, this isn't half bad. This is actually edible. Okay. Maybe it's not S tier, but I just found so much enjoyment playing that game. I liked the variants. I like what they try to add. They try to at least make it fun and original, even though it's in a region that we already technically played. But it added a spin to it, and we saw God have his own game. So it's just like, I personally think, from how I enjoyed it, technically I never beat it because I never caught God, but I almost did. But I basically beat the game because that's like literally the final quest. But I think it genuinely probably deserves at least high A, the highest A, because I don't think any of the other games are high A. Maybe. Or S. It has to be low S because it just added to it. That's how I've always felt about Arceus. I genuinely enjoyed it. The final boss was actually challenging fucking for once. Probably only that to like, I don't know, maybe like Ultra Necrozma. I felt, you're going to totally disagree with me on this. I see it in your face. I like Arceus. It was fun. I enjoyed Arceus.
So here's my take on Arceus. I think I agree with a lot with what you said, that it adds a lot of fun mechanics.
And the open world was good. I enjoyed it.
Biggest problem with it is I'll say the means to the ends is not fun to me. The amount of times you have to catch the same Pokemon over and over again just to get different level ups and do different quests was frustrating to the point that when you get to the point in the game, which is a spoiler, that you get kicked out of the city because you defeated all the giant Pokemon. I don't remember what they were called. Yeah. The Titans. I don't know. Once I got to that point and I had to start grinding, I couldn't do it anymore.
Really?
I was burnt out of just fighting the same Pokemon over and over again. The team, I didn't really like my team. I think I kind of regret not choosing Cyndaquil as the starter.
Cyndaquil was the best one out of all.
There was absolutely no fire starters or fire anything to be found in the region.
Fire Ghost is a cool fucking type.
Overall, I understand why it's very likable, but like I said, the route to get to the spots of the game, like just having to catch Pokemon over and over again, the kind of lifeless overworld with a bunch of the Pokemon that I don't like,
the same textures, I understand,
just kind of felt like a very B tier game. I like what it had going for it.
I'd say
I liked fighting the Pokemon with my own fists, but man, did I not enjoy.
I don't know if I would go with B though. I enjoyed it much better than any of the games in B tier. So I'd say at least low A.
Low A.
It has.
I think I'll agree with that, because honestly, I think there was just those things. If it didn't feel so repetitive, I think I would have loved that game.
I think that's just because they didn't have time. I feel like all these games just don't have time.
This was definitely something that you could tell they had to
rush
to expand your play time. They had to add a bunch of just random stuff that isn't fun.
Yeah,
I think overall it's enjoyable. I think if they try something like this again,
I think Arceus might be another X and Y scenario where it's like
maybe if I played it again.
No, like what I mean, like X and Y eventually evolves into Sun and Moon. Like eventually at one point they're gonna fucking like they'll be like, we're gonna figure this out.
Okay, I agree.
It's just
yeah, I don't know. I'm very split on that. I'm gonna just go ahead and put Hey You Pikachu here,
tier,
and I'm gonna put Stadium 2.
Damn, S. Reasoning? That's a pretty bold take.
So basically just imagine Gen 2, but you have full sprite animations, 3D sprite animations, plus fun mini games, and you can just custom make any it's basically what's that site that people use to Pokemon battle?
I forgot what it's called. Yeah, but I know which one it is.
I can't remember, but yeah, it's basically the original version of that, just released on the N64. And Stadium is just that, but less. So I'll put it like here,
A tier.
And then now we get to the newest games.
I haven't
Scarlet and Violet.
I just saw everything on Twitter, and I'm just like, this doesn't look enjoyable. What do you have to say?
High A, almost S tier games.
Huh? What?
I was feeling the exact same way leading up to the release of these games. I was like, oh no, it's another Sword and Shield. It looks bad. Everything's bad. They've shown absolutely nothing of the game. I don't think this is going to be a good one. But then you get to playing it, and it actually 100% improves on the Pokemon formula in every sort of way. It adds everything good from Arceus, everything good from Sun and Moon, and...
What do you mean everything good from Sun and Moon? I don't see Megas in that game.
There is no Megas. It adds the challenges, like the island challenges. I feel like we're a good, fresh start for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically do that. While it's not as good as Sun and Moon, it does also have the Titan Pokemon battles, which I think are really fun and good, which add a lot of story. There's also when you fight the bad guy team on that game, they're not actually bad guys, and it adds a whole other... There's basically 3 separate stories in that game that merge at the very end into one huge story where you enter what I would have to say is the best designed Pokemon area they have ever made so far. It has amazing music throughout the entire game. It has really good Pokemon designs, which is surprising given that Sword and Shield did not have any good Pokemon designs, really.
Mm-hmm.
And the starter selection actually wasn't bad. All the starters are actually, like, their designs aren't great, but they're all actually good.
Why do they give the duck a BBL?
I don't know. I wish I chose the cat, though, because I think the cat actually might have been the coolest designed out of all of them. Even though he's bipedal, I think he's actually a really cool magician design cat. So
I've never played them, so I can't really critique. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's wrong to put them in A tier.
I think if they just had a little more time in the oven, they would 100% be S tier.
I don't know what to say. I can't give it. I can't critique. These are the weird games here.
Oh, I don't know, because I'll put them below Ruby and Sapphire, but I honestly think they deserve more because I feel like they're actually really good games. Their potential to have been good is amazing. It was terrible at launch, terrible game, but actually playing through it, I kind of get what they're trying to go for, and I liked it.
It feels wrong to like it.
It's I think the most fun I've had with Pokemon since Sun and Moon.
I don't know what to say. I haven't played them.
Well, I guess that's our tier list for Pokemon.
How long have we been recording for?
An hour.
Oh. I guess maybe we can do like some reshuffling here, maybe because it looks a little bit too top heavy, but I don't know. Scarlet and Violet just didn't seem. Okay. We're gonna talk about the eras of Pokemon. Maybe that's how we can end this off.
Okay. You don't want to do a starter tier list?
What time is it?
What time is it?
You want to?
Yeah, we can. I don't think that'd take too long.
Yeah, but okay. Well, I'll say this. I don't like the Switch. I feel like it's finally entered its era where I'm all like, what if? Okay, this is what I'm saying here. What if Scarlet and Violet were near 60 frames per second, had better graphics and textures? It wasn't fucking Fallout 4ing itself.
I don't blame the Switch for that. I blame Game Freak for not optimizing, because other Nintendo games can run at 60.
And even then, I hear bad shit about it all the fucking time, and it's just, I don't know. I'd have to play them, to be honest. I might have a negative view coming into it, so it might end up just turning around and just being like, oh, maybe they weren't an A tier. We might have put a lot of Pokemon games in A tier. I'm gonna be honest. If you like made them individually one, I think there's maybe one too many in A. But like, it's just our opinion and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I
think Pokemon games are fun. They're made for kids, but once you like adult and start like hyper criticizing it, it just starts to become like.
Over time, I've just realized that Pokemon, for the most part, is just it's mostly the same. There's a reason why Pokemon didn't make my top 10, and any Pokemon made my top 10 list of favorite games of all time, because it's hard to choose because they all kind of have something that the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
The only one that really stands out is Heart Gold, but even then, be liking to speedrun through Pokemon games, I don't know. So Pokemon starter tier list.
So is it all of them, like all of their evolutions, just wrapped up into one opinions?
So yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna use the first one for as
It's
picture
just
reference.
the picture, yeah.
Every single Kanto starter in A or S.
S.
Every
yes.
single one of
I
them.
agree.
Even as
to
much
rank
as
them, I feel like it would be Charmander and Squirtle. I think are about equal.
Yeah.
I'll leave it like this, but
Yeah.
just know they're equal.
Yeah. Second gen.
Second gen, I'll put Chikorita at A tier,
and
these
then
two at S tier.
I'd actually put them above. No, above Bulbasaur. Both of them are above Bulbasaur. Totodile is cool, but I don't.
I personally, I think I like them more than these two, but I think they're more iconic.
Yeah.
This is just gonna be a scenario that they're equal.
Yeah.
To me,
Have to be.
they're just these four are amazing.
Yes.
Amazing starters.
Trico. S tier, baby.
S tier?
S
I think
tier,
low
baby.
S tier?
Yes, low S tier. You start
Torchic?
a terrible. You start a
I
terrible
almost
line.
feel like C or B.
I fucking hate him. I fucking
C
hate
for
him.
chick.
C. Mudkip. Yeah, probably.
S tier. He's the best starter by far.
Not in my opinion, but I'll agree with it.
Honestly, I like Totodile more. I can't deny.
I would place him below Squirtle.
I can't deny that Mudkip is honestly, he could sweep every single other starter.
I'm a Blastoise kind of guy.
Swampert can sweep every other starter.
Oh, because he's just competitively good.
He's
That's why.
that good. He's that guy.
Turtwig. B tier.
B, yeah.
Have to be.
Chimchar, I think also B or A.
Low A. He has to be low A.
Low
I
A.
think he's good. Piplup.
D.
I don't know. I like Empoleon.
Piplup is like bad.
C for Sea Chicken.
Sea Chicken.
All bad. All D tier.
I'll put low C.
All D tier.
D.
All D tier.
Because I think this one's the best one out of all of them.
Yeah.
I think its design's kind of good, but overall just kind of crappy.
Yeah.
Him,
D tier.
D tier. High D. I like him better than these two. Low C.
No. I don't like them.
You don't like them?
I don't like.
I'm gonna
any
say
of them.
low C. I think that one's better than this
S.
one. S tier.
S. I'd arguably say it's better than. I love the fucking Frog Ninja.
Shoot.
Best idea ever. I'd arguably put him up. I'd put him above Mudkip. That's how much I like Greninja.
Shoot.
That's how much I like him.
He is. He's
goated with the fucking sauce.
I'd say they're equals. This guy, because Greninja's just good. He's a good Pokemon.
Yes.
One of the best designed Pokemon. I don't know. It's really hard. I think just in terms of everything, he has to be higher than these two, even though holds special place in my heart.
Yes.
Him.
I put him in S, but I think high A.
Rowlet.
Yeah.
High A.
Yeah.
I'd agree. Come on,
damn it.
No. There we go. Litten, I'd say, is just below Rowlet or equal to Rowlet. Poplio.
Nah, I put him in low B.
Yeah. Poplio low B.
Garbage.
Frog.
Garbage.
What's his name?
Fuck,
Grookey. I honestly think he's B tier.
I hated all three of them.
I'm gonna leave him low B tier because I feel like he has some of the.
Even though I used the next one, even though he was trying to supposed to be James Bond, I hated his design.
Honestly, yes, Sobble was not great. I really did not like.
I chose the wrong team.
Sobble really has one of the worst final evolutions I've seen. I don't think he's worse than these guys competitively, but I'd put him high D. I just didn't like Sobble.
Go to the Fire Rabbit. You're actually
Fire Rabbit.
cool.
He's cool, I guess. Yeah, lower than the monkey. I
think they're all ass.
It's the same as Sobble.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's worse.
Yes.
He's actually the only starter I've ever had that I just benched. I benched him for the dolphin Pokemon.
Didn't that one become a Chad though?
Yeah, he does become a Giga Chad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's unfortunate.
I
that
think the last two. I don't know how you feel about. I just don't like any of the current starters.
I think Grass Cat is low A. Fire Croco high B.
I'm not sure. I guess I just didn't like any of them.
I think they're good. I think these two at least are good.
Yeah.
So I guess just to read them off, it's Mudkip or S tier, Mudkip, Froakie, Charmander, Squirtle.
Okay, I won't lie. I'll throw this opinion in before you start naming them off. S tier solidified.
Yeah.
That is the goated motherfuckers.
Honestly,
Goated.
if I had to choose between any of these, it would be one of the hardest choices. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, my nose is all congested now. Nah, S tier is if there was a Pokemon game that allowed you to get every starter and it was those 6 or 8? That's 8.
Yeah.
In that order, I'd have a very tough time.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get any of those starters ever again. It would come down personally for me, Froakie, Squirtle, and not Charmander, and Cyndaquil. That's those 3 right there. There is something so special about those the first time you look at those sons of bitches and be like, oh, you're cute. And then the final evolution's fucking goated with the fucking sauce, dripping sexual style. Like, bro, Ninja Frog, Turtle that's a tank, just rage incarnate. And then also, hold on though. Okay, Cyndaquil's different though. Cyndaquil's different. And I this is where I think I change it. This is where Arceus comes in. I arguably think that Arceus, Cyndaquil, its final evolution is better. If not designed, just purple's just a fucking cool color on him. I'd arguably say I'd actually raise him up to Froakie.
Really?
Just because of that final evolution. Just because of it. That third evolution out of all 3 of them they chose was.
Yeah, I'd
have to put him up higher.
Out of the Arceus evolutions,
he got a.
Arceus Typhlosion was definitely one of the best.
I'm so angry they never gave him a Mega.
I wish.
But I'm so happy they gave him a variant.
Totodile does not get any love, and he's honestly my favorite Pokemon of all time.
Yeah.
So for me, I think my list would be probably Totodile, Mudkip, Charmander, then Froakie.
Yeah.
But I can agree with this list because they're just all good.
Yeah. Rowlet's like a secret one for me. Rowlet's the secret love baby that I have.
So I guess let me read off S. So it's Mudkip, Froakie, Charmander, Squirtle, Cyndaquil, Totodile, Bulbasaur, Trico. A tier is Rowlet, which love Rowlet. I think
Rowlet's
the memes behind Rowlet are just amazing.
He's the most memeable out of all of them.
He really is,
arguably,
and really good design throughout his full evolution.
And the only reason why I don't like him as much as the other ones is just because I just feel like there's something about his last evolution. There's something missing.
Yeah.
I don't know what though.
I feel the same. I feel like his final evolution even got worse in Arceus. I like it less than
they made him fire grass, right?
It's fighting grass.
Fuck that typing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate fighting type.
I like Litten personally more than Rowlet. I think he has a good evolution.
Why did they make him bipedal? Why didn't they just make him a Sabretooth?
I definitely like the fan art more, but I actually have grown to really like Incineroar over time. So I think this is a good placement.
You like playing him in Smash. I feel like
I do like playing him in Smash, but also I thought he was really fun to use in the game. So yeah, I grew pretty attached to him. Chikorita, I chose when I played through Golden Soul the first time. Because I chose Totodile playing through Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So I said, you know what, I'll choose Chikorita. And honestly, I wasn't mad.
You know what's weird about this list? A majority of all the grass types are all below.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Maybe I feel like I like Turtwig more, but I don't know. There's just something about everyone else in A tier that
I think I'd actually put Turtwig in high B. Like now looking at this list, why are we shaming Turtwig?
Why are we?
Because Turtora
A tier. I think he's actually better than Chikorita.
But
'Cause
better
I feel
than better than the monkey. Though.
He can beat the monkey. He's
is-
a grass type that can beat his fire type rival.
No, here's the thing about the Gen 4 Pokemon. I like how in Pokemon, with every other typing, though, they all like do a circle. Gen 4, though, they have guns out.
They really do have guns out.
They're doing a Mexican standoff, and I love it.
What's super funny is no matter what Empoleon does, this Torterra still wins.
Because he's just built
He's
as a
that
tank.
good. But yeah, I think that's a better update. A-tier, Rowlet, Litten, Turtwig, Chikorita. Monkey, I never really got attached to, but I do like, out of all the fire fightings, he is by far the best.
Yeah.
He's Goku.
Yes.
And then there's the cat, which I think is the best.
Never
design out of-
used him. Thought he was stupid.
Scarlet Violet. B tier, Fire Croco. I forgot his name.
Ass.
He's okay. I think his final evolution is pretty cool. I think for being a fire ghost, they could have done a better design.
Yeah.
But overall, pretty cool. Poplio, I think, evolved and became worse.
Everyone. I don't get me wrong. Everyone's gonna be like, but it was a girl. That's what you know. Why
not a clown?
That leaked clown Pokemon image? I was all like, hold on, man. They're cooking something.
That's
here.
literally every single leaked image of
the final water
Pokemon from the most recent gens.
You want a
better.
crazy take? I think this is what it is with water Pokemon. I think realistically, out of all the Pokemon types, the water ones are always the cutest.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody since Blastoise, I think Blastoise did this trend. If not probably Totodile. That last evolution has to be raw as fuck. Like it has to be scary.
Well, actually, I don't think it's been since. Well,
Mudkip was just fucking
Swampert
Swampert's a
was,
Giga Chad.
for a while. There wasn't a good water type.
Yeah, I just feel like Populo. I can't even pronounce his name. He's just garbage.
Poplio, out of all of them, out of all the water types, well, actually, that's not true.
No,
the final evolution.
His final evolution sucks. I actually arguably say Oshawott better.
I
just don't. I think they should have gone with a fun clown clown Pokemon.
A clown seal makes a lot more sense
than a mermaid seal.
Yeah.
And even then, they could have done something unique with this starter and been like, if it was female, it could have been a mermaid. If it was male, it could have been a clown or like something.
And see, that would have made so much more sense.
Or I'm gonna be honest, man. Like you could have done Populo unironically out of all these Pokemon, unironically has the most originality potential out of all of them.
I think
you could have been like, you could have made like, you know, the one guy from SpongeBob, King Neptune. You could have had like. You could have made Populo's final design actually be semi like upper bipedal, like he kind of like has like a trident or something, and then like a female version, just the one that we originally got. And I think a lot of people would have been like, "Yeah, man, I want to get the female or the male version because that would be cool." But they just never did anything with it.
Yeah,
and it just kind of sucks.
I think.
But I won't lie, Water Fairy is a cool type.
He got snubbed the most out of all the starters. I feel like actually, I still can't say that he got snubbed.
Yeah.
Harambe and Soccer Monkey, they're good, or Soccer Bunny, they're good, but
football,
they're not the best.
No.
I
put them higher because I like
Piplup. I feel like just I don't know. He's a cool little penguin, but his evolution kind of blows. I feel like typing wise,
Water Steel's okay.
It's not the greatest though.
If they ever were to do more. If they're gonna do more Legends games or whatever, and they give him a new like final variant, like they did with
Water Ice,
I actually wouldn't say Water Ice. I go like Water like Dark or something.
That would be pretty cool
because I'd be like, yeah, like its Pokemon type only stays submerged underwater for long periods of time, like something raw.
Yeah,
like Empoleon. When you think of an
make him raw,
yeah, or something like it has to be like Water Ghost, Water Dark. Still works, but it has to be. You have to pair it with a cool. I'd actually even say Water Fairy. I'd actually go down the mythical route. Like it's some like Giga Chad fucking like mythical penguin as its final evolution. Like it's like cool.
Yeah, I agree. Torchic.
Fuck that stupid bird. I'd eat you.
I wish Torchic. I wish I could like Torchic more, but I can't.
I can't. I just don't.
Snivy. Snivy's okay.
So much potential with that one too.
Yeah, Snivy's okay. I think it becoming a snake's cool, but just overall, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Compared to any other grass starter. I don't know.
Rule 34 bait.
Fennekin, it's only okay. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Final Evolution only okay.
The last ones.
Oh man.
Why did you have to disappoint
Sobble,
me?
Man.
Why did you disappoint me?
The fan art predicting what Inteleon would look like, so much better. There's so many better design options other than freaking just long lizard.
Long bipedal lizard.
Like, even today, I just saw there's like this fan art of Inteleon designed from like a Gen 1 type. Looks so much better. It's just, man. And it got even worse with the duck.
BBL. I was wanting some like sailor duck.
Quaxley, if he became literally like a pirate duck with like...
And it would make sense too, because Spain did have a piracy problem.
Like Duccaneer? How do you not see that?
That's so, no, you know what? I'm actually pissed now. Can we put him in low D tier? Like the potentiality they fucked up on just
honestly, I'd even put him below Oshawott because
like
the potential
you make him a
lost.
dancer? A fucking dancer?
Like
what? That okay, don't get me wrong. It would make more sense to make a fucking fire duck dancer than a water duck dancer.
Like,
and I get the whole water dance. Like,
his typing's firefighting, so it makes even more sense for him to be a buccaneer.
Like what? Like a Pokemon with a sword and like a cool hat. It's
so obvious. It's literally so obvious. You have a water duck starter. How do you not make him one of the best starters to look at? Like, how do you look at this design and say, you know what? He kind of looks like Donald Duck, but we're gonna make him a samba dancer.
You could have done like the comedic route. It didn't have to be like I know like Ken. I forgot his name. Is it Ken Nijimura?
I think so. Yeah.
And his whole philosophy with Pokemon is like they don't. Making an iconic Pokemon don't make them look cool. That makes sense. So you could have done the comedic route and just make him like a reference to fucking Donald Duck.
Honestly, yeah. I think everybody was hoping for that.
You could have made another water fairy, just like the whole like comedic aspect. Like it would have made sense.
Or even water fighting, have him like Popeye the Sailor.
It's why not? And I know it's Spain, like it's supposed to be there, but like Buccaneer.
The Spanish were known for their pirates.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you screw up this. Look at him. Look at the potential that you lost.
Like I imagine him like I won't lie. The upper half of his final evolution works. Lower half, give him pants. Like feather pants. And like you could have there's so many ways I would have fucking designed him. Like a shag, like fur.
It's
like
just
something.
It's one of those things. Like honestly, I don't even like any of these. But the disappointment behind this one was too much.
No.
It's too much.
I hated it. It was so bad.
Chespin sucks.
Yeah.
Tepig is okay.
You're okay.
But Final Evolution's kind of dumb.
Why didn't you stay on the ground?
Oshawott.
Why didn't you?
Stupid.
Why did you become bipedal?
Just super stupid. So yeah, that's our take. These guys
S
tier will forever be just the best.
And also, all the ones up there that have megas are all cool megas, by the way, too. All the good Pokemon with megas are up there.
It's true.
Colby, we need your final take with this Pokemon starter tier list. Yeah.
You'll have to lend your mic to him.
Yeah. You want to be in the middle because it's set up for us.
So here's our starter tier list.
Look at the list.
Pokemon? Actual Pokemon?
Yeah.
Starters?
We decided to do starters after we finished the games list.
You agree?
Let me just look at the bottom one real quick. I'd put the Penguin on D.
That's what we said, but I like Empoleon too much.
You do?
Yeah,
I thought he
I
was
like
the
him.
worst. Really? B for the crocodile? I haven't really used him. The bunny, I guess. I don't know about the
cat.
yeah, in A tier. I never.
I think the cat's the best designed out of all the Gen 9 starters.
Just with design?
Mm-hmm.
What is this typing?
Typing is grass psychic.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think people might. Oh, I'd put Turtwig up on S.
Whoa!
Kobe like Turtwig.
Turtwig enjoyers in this.
Turtwig and
Enthusiasts.
But yeah.
You think that S tier is good though?
Do you
Better be, because if you say any of those are below.
No, I don't. I'd say so. I think people would put the chicken higher.
Fuck that.
stupid
A
chicken?
lot of people love the chicken for some reason.
I know they do. Okay, now let me pull up and by me I mean Alex is gonna have to pull up the tier list of the games. What do you think?
You guys hated Go?
Yes.
Put Go on the very bottom. It looks like mine so far. Did you put my take too?
I forgot about it. I guess you can read off your take real quick.
My take. I texted Caleb for no reason, spent like 2 hours trying to do this, and it was pointless apparently.
Alex's fault.
I put
He had to go to the bank.
I put Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and S. I had SS, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Yellow, Stadium 2. S, I put Gold, Silver, Red, Blue, Crystal, Ultra, Sun, Moon. A tier, I put Green, Sun, Moon, Fire, Red, Leaf Green, Stadium, Snap, Snap 2, Emerald, Scarlet, Violet. In B, I put Ruby, Sapphire, Arceus, Omega Ruby, and then whatever, Sapphire. Platinum, XY, Sword Shield, and Pokken.
Oh yeah, I forgot Pokken existed.
C tier, I put all the diamond and pearls.
Wow.
I put the dungeon ones. That weird one
You
that
added more than we did.
I like the dungeon ones, or at
C
least
tier.
Rumble.
that weird one that was almost great and you were little toys.
That one, I like that one.
Black and White 2. And then for D, I put Let's Go Eevee Pikachu. And I put Coliseum. Isn't there 1 and 2 Coliseum?
Yeah, there's 2 Colosseums, but I had never experienced them, so I didn't put them on the list.
Yep. And Pokemon Go. And then E tier, I put Hey You Pikachu. I put E tier as like kill me please in quotes. And then D tier was dumb. And F tier is terrible, which is Black and White. And I put negative ZZZ, which is the puzzle one and the free one that's on the Switch.
There you go. That's Colby's take on Pokemon.
Colby did them all.
Colby did
the main
every
game.
single Pokemon to ever
I
exist.
think you have, you nerd.
Well, but anyways, that's enough Pokemon for today. I think it's time to eat something.
I saw that. I don't think you. Anyway,
I'm
we need
hungry.
to end this.
Alex, you have any final comments?
Everybody has their opinions. It's yours is different than ours. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, we don't care.
Well, that one, but there's people out here that fucking think
There's people out here who hate Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
They put those in F. I know, I know motherfuckers like that.
Literally, it's like every single one before that put together.
That's what we said.
Exactly. Anyways,
Every single one, like all the best parts of all the previous ones were in that game.
exactly.
All the best parts of all the previous ones were in that game. Soul Silver, Heart Gold.
Exactly. All right. Any final comments aside from that?
Anything, Bolby?
All right. Well, I guess thank you all for watching. Totodile is the best starter, and
I don't know. Squad right there though. For real.